Hello and welcome. Golden Era here. Was going to post up my reaction to last night's Extreme Rules, but I ran into some technical difficulties. I apologize for that. Hopefully, I have everything figured out now, and it shouldn't happen next time. It's unfortunate that it happened, but I did run into some technical difficulties. However, I do have my match ratings that I posted on Reddit, and I figured I'd share them with y'all and give you my overall impressions of the card. Ziggler versus Corbin, I gave it a 2.75. I thought it was a great match. It was fine. I like Ziggler's tights. I thought they were very reminiscent of Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. And then he had the skulls, which kind of looked like Stone Cold's. Somebody on Reddit had pointed out the skulls to me. I didn't notice. The only thing I noticed at the time was that they were pink, and that threw me off guard because I wasn't expecting them to show up with a callback to Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels like that. I think Ziggler's money, but I understand why they would go with Corbin. You know, he's taller, he fits the look, and they're probably trying to push him more so than Ziggler right now. I mean, what are you gonna do? It's not like Ziggler is a celebrity and a comedian and is banging Amy Schumer or anything like that. But I guess they would rather push him in the sales of his actual movie roles. So maybe they're trying to get him comfortable with being an actor, and that's understandable because once you get to the point of doing actual movie roles like John Cena and The Rock, you know, you become a whole nother echelon of wrestler and a whole nother echelon of being over. So I guess it makes sense in a sense because he doesn't need the win. I don't know. Regardless, Corbin won. I thought it was an average match, about a 2.75. Um, then we had the Usos versus the Club, which I rated a 3-star match. I really enjoyed that match. I thought the Club looked good. I really liked the spot that they did on the apron. I did wonder if Carl Anderson was related to Arn Anderson because Carl Anderson hit a beautiful spinebuster in the match. Good match, you know, a really good match. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I gave it a 3 out of 5. I wish the Usos would have done more than just super kick, but it was a good match. It was still a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I gave it 3 stars. I rated Rusev versus Kalisto a 3.25. I actually would have rated this higher if they didn't do the whole ref um, pretending Kalisto was hurt thing. I feel that kind of took away from the match because I was into it. You know, I thought the spot with the apron bump was cool. I thought the whole match itself was pretty good. I really didn't. I don't like when they break up the match like that. I'm not a fan of that stuff. I want the match to just be the match. You know, it's personal opinion. Um, I would have probably rated it higher if they didn't do that, but they did, and it's messed up because you know it's like you know little kids are watching, and maybe they are actually sad that that happened to Kalisto or whatever, and not even just little kids, but like even me, you know, that kind of takes me out where I got to question like, oh, is he okay or whatever, and I don't like that. You know, I didn't really question it last night. I knew Kalisto was fine. Plenty of wrestlers have taken bumps on that side of the apron nowadays, so not that big of a deal. So instead, the only thing it did to me was it was like, okay, now I gotta wait for them to fucking get this bullshit out of the way, and then they'll finally finish the match, which was like, to me. So I had to lower it a couple points. So 3.25 for Rusev versus Kalisto. I had the New Day versus the Vaudevillains at a 3 stars. What can I say? I like the match. I think Xavier Woods' facial expressions are always on point. He always makes me laugh. Big E hit a bunch of belly to bellies. They looked great. His spear to the outside didn't look as bad as usual, which is good. Like, please, Big E, do that goddamn spear safer. You know what I mean? Because usually when he does it and he lands on his head, it bothers me. You know what I mean? Like, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? From a technical standpoint, from somebody that's watched a lot of wrestling, I'm like, oh wow, that's awesome. Thank you for putting your body on the line like that. But at the same time, like, don't hurt yourself, man. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to. The way he did it yesterday was fine. It was perfect. You know, he landed somewhat on his shoulder, and you know it was more protected instead of trying to break his neck. So I gave it a 3 stars. I thought it was good. I would have rather had the Vaudevillains win because I think Big E, Xavier, and Kofi would all be better suited for the the main event picture. And I think you put the strap on the Vaudevillains, and then you bring back Enzo and Cass, and you got a hot feud. But perhaps Enzo's not ready to come back, or perhaps they don't have enough confidence in Xavier and Kofi and Big E to put them in the main event scene. I'm not sure. But I did think it was a good match. I gave it 3 stars. Not too many errors in it. I just think it may have been too short. Then the next match, which I believe was the Fatal 4-Way, I had at 4.25. Now, I know that's probably going to upset some of my viewers. Why the hell would I rate the Fatal 4-Way so low? I actually really liked it. I wish I wouldn't have had the technical difficulties with my reaction, because when they were getting towards the last couple minutes, I was staring at my laptop yelling, give me 5 more minutes, guys, give me 5 more minutes. I wanted a good 5 more minutes. But they cut it short. I think when I was counting down the minutes to what I would perceive something in the 4.55 range. I think I had to cut it short at around 3 minutes. I was like, 3 more minutes, guys, 3 more minutes, and then they got the pinfall. I was counting down from like I think either 10 or 5 minutes. I was counting down to how the length of the match that I would have appreciated. I still appreciate it. I still think it's a match of the year contender. It's a very solid match, the Fatal 4-Way. I think it was a 4.25 personally. And the reason for that being is because although they did go, I think they went maybe 20 to 30 minutes. They went for a long time, but they split the work up between 4 different workers. So when you do that, I think there was like, I read on Reddit earlier today that somebody was counting the minutes, and Sami Zayn was out on the floor for 4 minutes straight. You know what I mean? And as far as what I would consider classic matches, that's too long. Um, but it was still very well done. The high spots were very cool. Everything looked really nice. Sammy hit a Manami roll, which made me mark out like a motherfucker. I marked out so hard for the Manami roll. So I really enjoyed it. Like I said, 4.25 match of the year candidate. I agree with Cole when he said that. I don't think it's the match of the year. Personally, I would put Shibata and Ishii, or Tanahashi and Okada as match of the year so far. Um, but it was a good match. I would still put it in the contention. I would say 4.25. Um, the Asylum match between Jericho and Dean Ambrose, I had at 4 stars. I think it had a very slow start, and I think everybody probably feels that way because of how long it took for them to get the stuff down. It was bullshit. It was legit bullshit. Whoever came up with the idea for that match, that shit was stupid. But once it picked up, and once all the weapons were on the ring area, the match got really good. Um, Jericho didn't have to take that spot, with the thumbtacks. He didn't have to do that. He was a future Hall of Famer before that. You know what I mean? Now he's a definite shoe-in Hall of Famer. If he doesn't get in the Hall of Fame, I'm pretty sure we would all cause an uprising. I know I'd be very upset about it. I mean, what more can you want from somebody like Jericho? He's given his all. Hopefully that's the most hardcore he gets, because I don't really necessarily need to see that from Jericho. Like, why? like it's Jericho. That's the kind of thing where it's like he's already had a Hall of Fame career, in my opinion. It's like you have a test, right? You have a test and you're in school and you got 100, you got a fucking A, and then you still answer the 30 points extra credit. Like, you don't have to do that. Like, there's no fucking reason to do that, Jericho. But like, okay, there's your extra credit. Thanks, pretty cool. So yeah, 4 stars, good match. Ambrose got the win. He deserves the win. It makes no sense to build up Jericho now. He's already what he is. You know what I mean? There's pretty much nothing you can do to the legend of Jericho anymore. He's a legend. He's a Hall of Famer without question. So I really enjoyed the match. I wish it would have not been such a stupid gimmick, but overall it was a good match. I gave it a 4 stars. I gave Charlotte versus Natalia a 3 stars. Which, what the motherfuck? Like, I don't understand. like, even think, like, just Just contemplating it pisses me off because it was so good up until the goddamn ending. It was so good. Like it was such a good match. I had it at like 4 point something, and then that ending, which just it doesn't make sense. Why is that? Why is Dana Brooke? Why? Oh God! And I know they're going to explain it on Raw tonight, and I'm going to watch Raw. What the fuck? I'll probably watch Raw. So whatever. It's just I don't like that stuff. I don't like that. I like my matches to be matches, with legit winners and losers and whatever. And the winners and losers don't usually matter to me. They don't usually fucking matter. But fuck, like what the fuck? What was that? Like what the fuck was that? Why? Like it was such a good match. And then as a smart fan or whatever, I'm doing the quotation marks. I don't think I'm smart, but as a smart fan, I hate that kind of stuff. I hate bullshit endings. I hate run-ins. I'm just not a fan of that stuff. Like it takes me out of the match. You know what I mean? Like I want to be engrossed. That's what entertainment is. You want to forget about everything. You want to forget about your own life. You want to get engrossed in the fiction of the storytelling. You know what I mean? And whenever they pull some bullshit wrestling out, like the bullshit stuff, like Dana Brooke coming out just as Ric Flair, that's bullshit. It takes me out. It takes me out of the match. Like I no, I'm no longer enthralled. I'm like, oh, this shit again. So I had to rate it a 3 stars, which is a shame. It's a fucking shame because that match could have been a 5 star. Give them about 10 more minutes without that bullshit ending, and you got a 5 star match. It was a great match. Amazing submissions, amazing storytelling, good facial expressions, beautiful moonsault. It was great. I wish maybe Natalia could have hit the ropes a little more. Like she kind of like barely touched him, but that's a small nitpick. It doesn't fucking matter. I thought it was a great match, but the ending was shit. So 3 stars. And I rated Roman versus AJ a 4.75. I thought it was a great match. I think Roman really, really brought it. Big ups on that Black Tiger Bomb. That was awesome. I marked out pretty heavy for the Black Tiger Bomb. Just a great match. There was a lot of really cool spots. AJ throwing forearms off of random freaking glass tables. I don't even know why that was there. And he just threw the freaking forearm out. And then AJ fucking jumps over Roman, back body drops himself for no reason through a table, and it looked amazing. Dave Meltzer said something I was reading on Reddit where he said AJ Styles pretty much had a death wish last night, and if you watch that match, I can agree on why he would say that. AJ was doing some crazy stuff. It looked awesome, but like, why? but still, it looked really cool. I like the match. I think AJ deserved the win, but I guessed wrong. Roman picks up the victory. One more for the Hanoi family. He is like 3rd generation. Excuse me. And he is WWE's hand-picked guy. Plus, he was a professional football player, so in kayfabe, it makes sense that his spear would hurt. I get all of that stuff. It's just personally, when you look at the match, and you look at who's doing the nasty bumps, and you look at who's landing on their back the worst, and you look at who's throwing themselves and who's running around, it's AJ. You know what I mean? Roman does all the heavy lifting. That Black Tiger Bomb was sweet. I'm not going to lie about that Black Tiger Bomb. It was beautiful. And the spear out of midair was it looked really good too, They did the bullshit running with the club and the Usos, which I normally would knock a huge amount of points off, but it didn't necessarily interfere with the match. In fact, it added to it because of the storyline that has been going for months, so I'll let it slide. I can't give it a 5, however, because it could have used a little more close calls at the end. I feel like there wasn't enough 2.5s, 2.9s, whatever you want to call them. 2.5s, as Michael Cole says. But overall, a really good match. I think the wrong guy won. Seth looks like he's on the stuff, so does Kalisto. But what the hell do I know? It's not like I've ever lifted a dumbbell in my life. Beef for victory. Peace.